Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Let Me Yap a Little with your host, Jessica Woods. Feels so good to be back. I hope everyone's having a great day, a great week. I just hope everything's going great for you. Today, I'm going to spill some tea, not going to lie. And this said tea is on a topic that everyone loves to discuss. And granted, it's great to talk about it, but sometimes you really don't want to say much about it because the things that come about from this said tea can be embarrassing, can be cringy to the point of disgust, actually. And you just end up meeting some of the wrong people when it comes to this said tea. And if you couldn't guess what this tea is, it's dating. Yes. Lovely, lovely dating. Dating, don't get me wrong, can be so fun, but it's only fun with the right person. And when you don't meet the right person to date, it's just a nightmare, honestly, because a lot of just moments that you want to forget so bad will come about from it. And sometimes you don't realize how bad it is till like a month or two later within dating this person. And I feel like my true dating journey started in college because I would even say try to put myself out there because I really wasn't. I was just giving guys a chance because I'm very much like, nah, I'm good. You're not for me. And like in high school, some of the guys, I'd be like, we could, but it's not going to work out. So why waste my time? So when I got to college, I'm like, now's the time, I guess, to just really go for it. Try to find my person. But then again, I knew that probably wouldn't be the case either because I very much have avoided attachment issues. So at that time, I didn't know that I had it. So you can see how great that was going. But to be honest, there's so much pressure, especially in the South. We're always like, yeah, you're going to meet your person when you go to college. And that is just not the case, honestly. You'll meet a lot of people, some people that you will want to honestly forget you ever met before. But to say that you're definitely going to find your person in college is a stretch. But you know what? It's a learning experience, especially out there, because you meet some interesting characters. And I want to talk about one of the interesting characters I met. This one was in 2016, 2017, my freshman year of college. And I met this person on an app. Yes, an app. This was my first time on a dating app. And I got the app because all my friends were talking about the app. And the app was Tinder. And if you know anything about Tinder, Tinder is strictly a hookup app. And my naive self at the time didn't even know it was really like a hookup app. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll meet a cute guy. It'll be all fun and cute, go on cute dates. No, that wasn't the case. So with me going, granted, my friends were not trying to steer me in the wrong direction. They were on this app too, but they were just more for having a good time. And I'm very much dating with a purpose kind of gal. I can't do the hookup culture. That's just not for me. I want to actually find a good guy. So I was thinking that would come about from this app, but I was sadly mistaken. And me not fully knowing what the app was all about and me just seeing it as some little cool dating app that all my friends are on, I get the app. I download it. I start talking to guys. I meet this one guy. Let's call this guy Andy. Andy and I talk for a week. And after a week, we decide to meet up. And I remember originally the plan was to go to dinner, and that's how we'll get to know each other more and go from there. But it quickly switched to me going to his place to watch a movie, aka Netflix and chill. So my dumb self is like, yeah, I'll watch a movie with you as a first date, mind you. Going to a stranger's house on a first date. crazy, crazy work. But anyway, little naive just decides to go on this date with them. He picks me up in his roommate's car. Keep that in mind. In his roommate's car. Don't forget that. So we get to his place. He shows me around. I remember like he made me some tea or something. We get snacks and then we make our way up to his room and then we turn on a movie. I honestly don't remember what movie it was. I think it was like X-Men or Hunger Games. I don't honestly I can't remember. But we end up really not even watching the movie. We just like end up talking and like doing other stuff. And by the time you know it, it's late. It's like midnight at this point, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm ready to go home. I have like some stuff to do tomorrow." And he was like, "Okay, yeah, let me just call my roommate to see where he is so we can take you back." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he calls his roommate. Roommate doesn't answer. Calls his roommate again. Roommate's nowhere to be found. So now I'm like, am I gonna go home? And when I think about it now, why didn't I call an Uber for myself? It's very strange of me to just rely on some stranger for transportation like that. Like some guy I never met before. But, anyways, he's like, "Yeah, I can't get a hold of him. How about I just take you back tomorrow? Because he should definitely be home by then." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I stay at Andy's place and didn't get any sleep. You're literally at a random boy's place, first date, and you end up being stuck spending the night against your will in a sense. But I wake up and I'm like, "Okay, where's your roommate? Let's go." His roommate's still not home. His roommate never came home. So now I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. So what's happening? He's like, "Oh, I can have my neighbor take you home." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess." He was an older man and he had a pickup truck and my dumb self hopped in that pickup truck and he drove me to campus. Luckily, by the grace of God, I made it back to campus safe because who knows what could have happened to me. Not even with the neighbor, with the Andy dude. I just put myself in just such a crappy situation. And I even think I like told my friends I was like on a date or anything, and or I was going to go see this guy. I was just going out doing stuff with no one to ever find my whereabouts if something was to happen to me. But anyway, I'm back on campus, and you would assume he would check up on me and be like, "Hey, did you make it safe?" Blah blah blah. Crickets. Didn't text me the whole day to check up to see how I was doing. So now I immediately done. I'm like, yeah, you're not it at all. It was already red flags from flying left and right, but now no. Like you don't even want to know if I made it home safe. Like what? Chivalry was dead. Chivalry was in the ground. The next day comes and he texts me, left them on red, and I end up seeing him multiple times after that. Mind you, before we met, I never saw this boy on campus ever. I was a part of a dance club and he was a fine arts major. So the building that we would have practice in for the dance club, he will have his classes. I'll always run into him in that building on campus. And then he ended up being working at one of the bars that me and my friends will always go to. So I would see him there too. And it was just so awkward after that. And I never told any of my friends except for one person, I think, about the situation. The tension when me and him will always register. I'm just like, and like, he would still snap me. He would always try to like hit me up. And I was just like, no, that was literally one of the worst dates of my life. Why would I ever go on another date with you? Be so for real. So yeah, like he would just keep on hitting me up and eventually he just stopped because I just would ignore him. And from there, I did meet some other interesting people, but I honestly feel like I should save those stories for another time because I feel like I've already spilled too much already. I don't be telling people too much about my dating life. So the fact that y'all are hearing this, the public is hearing this is crazy. But now it's no longer cringy to me and I can just laugh it off. So it's chill. But yeah, that was some crazy work for me. Just putting trust in a stranger like that and just going with the flow. And that flow really could have taken me somewhere else. Okay, so while we're on the topic of dating, something I feel like that really needs to stop immediately because I'm really sick of seeing it. And every time I come across a person like this, or I even see it online of like just the way people are acting, I'm just like, why? Why is this a thing? And it's male centered women. I just don't understand how someone could live a life where they just eat, sleep, breathe male validation and everything they do is just to satisfy a man's wants and needs, and they disregard anything that can benefit them in life, and all their attention is on this man and what they want and how they want to make sure they perceive them in a certain way. But that man literally doesn't give a crap about you at all. You literally have this man as the forefront of your mind, and to him, you're the afterthought of his. And just will do anything to satisfy them, will cut off people that truly care about them to make sure they're pleasing to the guy that they're with. And mind you, he doesn't give a crap about the girl. Like, and I just don't understand how someone can live a life where they just put their whole life on pause just to satisfy someone else. And the way I look at relationships is a healthy relationship comes about when you have two people that are whole on their own. They can exist, do their thing, and function on their own, and they feel complete. But when they're together, they're an addition to each other's lives. And I feel like that's the only healthy form of relationship that can ever come about for someone. You're not reliant on someone else to make you feel appreciated, wanted, and needed in life. You found that in yourself already, but now you're with someone that brings that out even more and just reassures you, and that is a great support system. Finding your person shouldn't come with you dealing with trauma from them. Your person should bring peace in your life. And so I just don't understand how women can be so male centered to the point that they'll just ditch everyone in their life to just focus on this man, and they don't care how it affects others. And I can't be around girls like that because best believe whoever I'm with, they are not my end all be all in life. That is not my whole purpose in life, is not to just be in a relationship and just to be a girl that's at their man's beck and call. There's so much more to life to live, and a relationship should just be a small part, but obviously something serious that you cherish and love, but it shouldn't be all you're known for. And I feel like women that are male centered, they just settle due to lack of security within themselves. And any male validation that they receive is seen as something that is worth having and worth fighting for, regardless of all the trauma and crap they put you through. It's like, oh, as long as they're calling me pretty and taking me on dates and saying they love me. Who cares if he yells at me in public and throws a fit? Who cares if he literally threatens my life? He still tells me he loves me and that he cares for me. So why would I leave him? And no, girl, wake up. This is toxic. This is not love. Leave the relationship immediately, please. They also will have people in their circle that are telling them you're better off without him, but they keep on going back to it. But then they'll come back to you complaining about their issues with the guy they're with, and all they just want to do is just complain about it, but they're not going to fix it. They're still going to go back to them. They're still going to deal with the same issues, and you're just talking to a wall at this point. Everything's in one ear, out the other, and it just honestly wastes energy on you. And that's when I feel like those people do need to be cut off in your life, just so you are not wrapped up in all of it and it doesn't ruin the things you have going on, because that's a lot of toll on the mental. No one should mentally have to deal with all of that. And if that's what that person wants to deal with, let them do it. But that's their relationship. At the end of the day, that is not yours. So I always feel like it's just better to just see yourself out of it. But I definitely cannot like socialize and be friends with women that are like that. Everyone deserves a healthy relationship. Everyone deserves to find their person and to feel cared for and loved. But remove myself from those friendships. And in the past, I've had to lose friends from it, but it is what it is, because at the end of the day, if you don't want to leave the situation, why would I stay and deal with listening to it? Like that, it just doesn't make any sense. So you like the trauma. So I'm going to let you love that trauma on your own. Everyone deserves a healthy relationship. Everyone deserves to find their person and feel cared for and loved. But at what cost? If it's causing all that, they're obviously not your person. It's ratchet out here. It's it's ghetto. Well, guys, as always, it was fun chatting with y'all, and I'll see y'all again for another Yap Sesh. Bye, guys.